Oh, goody. Time magazine released its 2017 Person of the Year finalists on the Today Show. A few on their list? Well, illegal alien dreamers demanding citizenship. The Me Too movement, not a person, by the way, the hashtag Me Too. And the kneeler-in-chief quarterback Colin Kaepernick. And speaking of Cap, the ACLU honored him last night with their Courageous Advocate Award. He offered this trenchant wisdom.
We all have an obligation, no matter the risk and regardless of reward, to stand up for our fellow men and women who are being oppressed with the understanding that human rights cannot be compromised.
Wait, and kneeling during the anthem achieves any of that? Oh, okay. Well, suggestion to the ACLU and Time magazine. I know of some really courageous advocates who never take a knee, maybe when they're proposing to their girlfriend or boyfriend. And since this year marks their 242nd birthday, they are the ideal Person of the Year. Try the Marines. Semper Fi, baby. It seems all of our institutions are capitulating, though, doesn't it, to this toxic culture? And perhaps even the military. Why am I saying that? Well, we'll find out in a moment. Joining us with that are two veterans with different perspectives of the issue. Fox News contributor Pete Hegseth, and in Atlanta, Democratic strategist, I'm talking like George W. Bush, Robin Bureau. Robin, let's start with you. Great to see you. So I goofed a little bit on Time Person of the Year. I think this is long past its usefulness at this point. Remember a few years ago it was you? That was like the winner you. And like the internet, there's not even a person anymore. It's just like a hashtag or like a chair or it's like Clint Eastwood's chair at the debate should have been the Person of the Year. So on this question of Kaepernick, though, do you really buy into that as a real game changer for this year?
Well, you know, I mean, if you look at the list, there's a lot of people on there that this is basically some pop culture things. But I do have to say that with Kaepernick, I do appreciate that he's standing for his convictions. Anybody that does that, I do respect and appreciate. I've had to do that. I've actually had to speak out against some people within the Democratic Party myself. And I had to stand for some convictions that could have caused me some repercussions. And it was uncomfortable, but, you know, you do what you feel you have to do morally, and at the end of the day, he did that. I respect his reasons. He even had a Special Forces veteran consult with him on how to respectfully protest, which was to take a kneel, which in the military, as my fellow panelist knows, that is a sign that you are injured. So I understand the sentiment.
Yeah, let Pete get
it. May have been the one Green Beret that got it wrong, okay? Anyone knows who's worn the uniform to stand for the national anthem. He succeeded in getting fired, not getting rehired, muddying his cause, tanking NFL ratings, and then maybe extorting the NFL for $90 million was an upside for him.
He wants to be playing football, doesn't he?
He does.
He doesn't really make it as a pundit.
He threw too many interceptions, and ultimately was not his. We don't really know what his cause was, generally speaking. But when you look at this entire list, I mean, Kim Jong-un's on the list. He'll probably he should get it this year because he'll probably be dead next year. Trump,
I mean, you guys, the only person who should make it is Trump. Trump has turned the media upside down, has turned politics upside down. For whether you like him or not,
have they had a cover without him
How could it not
yet?
Be Trump?
They're obsessed with him.
Well, good. He should be the man of the year.
He should be the man of the year. No, but it's the Person of the Year, Laura.
Oh, it's person.
And he ran against political correctness, and that's part of the reason he got elected. So let's remember that. Even the name of the award itself is the reason why he's so successful.
Hey, Robin, I have to ask you a question about this other issue that came up today. We weren't going to get into it, but I do think it's pretty interesting. Yeah. Now, if you smoke pot, it doesn't disqualify you from military service. And I know a lot of the kids, they've tried pot, and I'm not in favor of it, but I know a lot of people have. They recruit about 80,000 people a year, I believe, into all the branches of the armed forces. Do you think this is a good thing? That it's like a slippery slope, it's lowering the standards, or ain't no big deal as long as you're not token up now?
Well, as a veteran Ranger, I surveyed a bunch of my Ranger buddies, and most all of them agreed. I did a poll on our little Facebook group of about 4,000 people, and by and large, overwhelmingly, they said that as long as you didn't test positive when you're at MEPS, that they didn't see it as a reason to be service disqualifying, because a lot of kids do this, especially you've got to consider the states that this is legalized in, and a lot of these guys want to join the military to change their lives and give back to society. I can respect that. So, you know, I understand the need for more waivers. There are so many high school students who don't qualify by body mass index standards, all of that.
Oh, you don't think that matters?
And we're trying to build up our military.
Yeah, well,
so
they're building up the wrong
means,
way. They're building up the width instead of the strength. That's a problem. I mean, we have a major obesity epidemic. Michelle Obama recognized that, and unfortunately, it's really affecting recruiting.
Very
is it
much
not,
so.
Pete?
The amount of guys and
fat
gals
soldiers,
you can actually recruit
it's tough.
is much smaller than it used to be.
Yeah.
We do live in a different culture, though, where marijuana is being legalized.
I'm totally against it. Totally against it.
I get that.
Nightmare.
But if you're some young kid who's in a state where it's legalized and you did it once or twice and you can't go to the military, problem is prior performance is indicative of your future. And so if you're a pothead and you want to go to the military, why is the Army lowering its standards and saying we want you in next?
What's the latest of the transgenderism in the military? Now Trump kicked it over to Mattis, and Mattis is kind of squirrely with it. What's going on there?
It's still in the middle of the bureaucracy of DOD. I think Trump wants to do the right thing, as with so many things. What will the bureaucracy try to change?
What are they afraid of?
Because social engineering has been ingrained, political correctness has been ingrained into what our military does. So many great people that want to do good things, but their incentives for their next promotion, it gets more political as you get higher to the top.
What everyone always says to
means that you go along to get along. I hope this administration will actually change that trend.
It's like hot potato. Everyone's like, it's hot potato.
No, don't want
Robin, quick take on the transgender issue. What will ultimately happen with Mattis?
Oh, we've been covering that for so long, and that's actually been the most controversial thing I've ever talked about on this network. I've been on this probably 200 times. I got more flack from that singular issue.
Okay. You're cool. Just tell us what you think is going to happen. We're out of time, my friend.
Okay, out of time. Got it. We're gonna vet the ones that are currently in to see if they're able to serve, and I do believe they may put a ban on maybe the surgical procedure itself.
At least we don't pay for surgical procedures. Maybe the VA doesn't start in the business of.
Oh, we're on our way.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate both of you. Thank you both for joining us.
Donald Trump.
Man of the Year, Donald Trump.